this win streak. Welcome to game number 3 of the grand finals between Evos Glory and Fnatic Onic as we jump into the land of Dawn.
This was a signature pick back for Onic, by the way. Back in the Aldo days, back in the Boots days, if you know, you know. Boots was always given the Masha, and he was always able to perform on the Masha. And now the new gen, Lutpi, will try to do the same.
Very poetic situation indeed. Taking at the emblems though, Brand Lutpi, Quantum Charge, is going to be jumped on by Kibo here. You can bet he's going to have some kind of defensive emblem setups, because otherwise that's a bold move to be doing, especially with how CW have been performing. But if you take a look at the emblems, it's Master Assassin from Brand. No tenacity. So he's going to sacrifice some of that tankiness, some of that safety to try and get a bit more to say in the laning phase. Look at the rest of the emblems by GamesMax, CW with the throw as well, trying to match him there. Keyboy trying to be as aggressive as possible, and Lutpi talking about that late game, going for the weapon mastery. He is going to be an absolute menace the longer this game goes. And even at 1 or 2 items, we've seen Mashas just completely take over, especially when they're damaging the squishier heroes. Now with the weapon mastery, it might be even more possible, but maybe the early game is where Evos really want to bank on this.
That's what we're expecting, right? That's what we're expecting in the later stages of the game with, of course, the options of emblems that Lutpi has utilized. But Reptop made it clear for us earlier on that this is Lutpi's debut pick on the Masha. He hasn't used it so far, not in the regular season, not in the playoffs, so it's another hidden strat, but we'll see how he performs on it.
Good poke. But my question is, why Master... Oh, wait a minute, Dreams gets poked as well and is forced back. Right as the turtle spawns, Kyrie already invading Arashi. Most Mashas, all Mashas so far have gone Master Assassin. This is the first weapon mastery Masha.
Might be just a difference in ideas, right? Maybe he's trying to play for weak side. He knows there won't be a lot of brawling in his lane when Onic goes for that gold lane. So if he goes for aggressive stats, yes, he may be able to pull off some kind of outplay, some kind of 1v1, but against a Charizla, the chances are it's going to be a bit less. Clockwork right now gets jumped on the Keyboy.
Very, very low, forced to flicker out. Better airstrike coming down, first blood by Annabelle. And now Appraiser spot Annabelle! Still able to steal it as well. Kyrie gonna miss out on that retreat battle. But he gets chain CC. That penalty zone was perfect from Fluffy.
A perfect poster as well to set up this game. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ling coming up as one of Annabelle's secret hidden weapons. It was taken out by Fnatic Onic in the final upper brackets, but here he shines. 1-0-1 so far. Going to be able to pick up that neutral objective as well. The rising star from Evos Glory.
We're seeing a huge swing here in the meta where Assassins now can really try and match some of these fighters in the first turtle. For the longest time, it's always about letting go for the first few objectives and then going for the next objectives when you have some more items, when you have some more combos available. But I guess for Evos, like we said in game number 2, with the penalty zone, with the Minion and Fury, there's always a chance for Annabelle to just come in right here. And in contrast to the previous game, he has an invulnerability window here with the Tempest of Blades. So that in combination with the Minion and Fury can almost guarantee a mutual objective take.
So are we saying this is the calm before the storm? Are we expecting a better mid-game composition from Fnatic Onic?
I think in the mid-game, they're definitely going to turn up the aggression. And we saw earlier, they know how to deal with big teamfight combo compositions. Especially with the Masha later on, they have an option here to go full on split push. And even if you take out a Masha with 2 or 3 members, from the patterns, from the way we've seen things, that Masha can absolutely trade 1-for-1 at least.
Final slash though, bringing Dreams back, but an airstrike right on him, forcing him to flicker out to safety. What a roam by Sans, and CW still zoning Brands.
Meanwhile, we saw earlier on that Annabelle first item, the Haas Claws. What's the game plan?
You've seen the Lings go with the Haas Claws, with the Berserker's Fury. A little burst damage, a lot of crit, but also a lot of sustainability in the middle of the fight. So it's a double benefit type of itemization. So right now, especially in the early game, that still is going to be a big factor. It's going to allow him to actually heal up in the jungle as well, in between big engagements. The longer the game goes though, he might be bursted down faster than he can actually heal up.
Now Kyrie sets up for the turtle, starts it, resets it quick. Both teams very hesitant to go for the turtle, and this actually is an advantage to Evos Glory. Ling, Annabelle constantly utilizing this time to rotate and go for that level lead. 2 levels ahead now, jumping on the keyboard with a pinch of poise. And Keyboy might just be slain. Goes for the final slash, not able to connect with the thunderclap by Lupe. Block good will be taken out. Annabelle unable to chase Keyboy down. Wow! Fnatic Onic prevail in a chaotic duel. For the airstrike once again going to be used up as a Template Blades. But Annabelle won't really be able to threaten anyone. FNOC just keep on going straight. What is the threat of Evos Glory? Evos threw everything at them and they just took it.
What? Annabelle was 2 levels ahead.
It doesn't even matter, man. They just stand there, unfazed. Fnatic Onic, it's almost like with all these adversities posed towards them, they just can't relate. They pull away Annabelle, distracting him. They get a pick off using Ludpi, and in the midst of all the chaos, they still had their eyes on the turtle. Multi-layered strategies, as always, from Fnatic Onic, and Evos are just bewildered.
And we talked about it earlier on, right? The fact that Ludpi is on his debut pick, Masha. And that is what he does on it, 2-0-0. The fact that he was able to get that damage over just really helped Fnatic Onic secure that second turtle, sorry. Game fact by GoPay, Roger became the most picked hero in the gold lane throughout Mpl ID's Season 13 playoffs with 20 picks and 0 bans. So far, CW has picked it up once again, and nobody has been able to punish him for it. Still at 0-0. Will this be the same story that we saw in the last game?
I mean, in general, it's hard to punish Roger, but Annabelle now under the turret. Happy feet, sliding away from the danger. Sans, whoa.
He's going for the chase?
What?
On the wings by Wings, gets caught by Fluffy on those hammers, but he has Blood Wings, so he's just gonna try to sidestep and he just walks out of that initiation. Final slash, Freaking Dreams back onto Kyrie. Continues this. He wanted to go for the invade, but now he decides, nah, never mind. We'll just retreat.
Look at the itemization. Kyrie went straight for the blade armor, so already initially they understand that this composition from Evos rely heavily on that backline, on Brands, as always with Evos. So now with the Masha able to just threaten the Ling away potentially, all Kyrie really has to worry about is that DPS coming in from the carry. So it's almost like what Annabelle was doing in the previous game. It's itemizing for all the physical defense, and he can really neglect to itemize for magical defense.
On the final flash, Intermittent Fury penalty zone to the backline, able to find Sans, but he flickers out to safety with Wings by Wings, a Razor Trap. Kyrie with the Red Sheep battle now, and he finds it, able to dash out to safety, finds the airstrike stolen away. Fluffy gets that last shot to take him down, but Keyboy continues this chase with vengeance. Some of the blades to the backline, CW still trying to survive, like and pounce to dodge away from the Divine Blades. My goodness, Annabelle continues this. Sans gets the Blood Wings back up, gets a stun as well, but CW is unable to tap on that Lycan pounce fast enough. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Lutpi almost taking Brands out.
So that's a neutral objective trade over Kyrie as well as Keyboy, and Evos are able to pick a turret in the top lane. It looks like Brands is eyeing for this mid lane turret, but CW and Kyrie is there.
It's a bit of a trade-off, but for Fnatic Onic, it definitely isn't ideal, but it's better than nothing. Looking at the gold advantage, actually Evos has the advantage ever so slightly. Everyone else but the EXP lane. That's where Ludwig has been an absolute menace. And if you look at how he's been playing, even with the Heptaseas, you're seeing that he's really less willing to go all in, all crazy, the same way Luke, the guy who made this Masha famous, was known to be doing, right? Earlier, just going in against Brands, there's a chance he could have traded 1-for-1, but he's happy to just burn a battle spell and threaten Brand away and just walk away as well. So it's a more calculated, a more precise approach from Ludwig here that's just less reckless.
He has the BOD now, by the way, and was able to push in that turret in the bottom lane. So he's busy, he's doing work. Annabelle gonna try and clear up and focus on the housekeeping as Kyrie looks in to steal this away. Fluffy's there though.
Yep, the hammer. Oh, Kyrie takes away the orange buff. And Lutpi will be able to get away, only losing 1 HP bar. Dreams and Clockwork in the mid lane, handling that siege very, very well.
That's a great combo. Send your crazy burst damage split pusher along with the jungle to make sure that you can get a chance to just threaten for a jungle kill or get his buff away. That is gonna be one way for Fnatic Onic to really get a level advantage, but he is still Kyrie, one level below Annabelle. He's been able to farm really well. With Evos setting up right here, you can see CW actually being on the scout, but Lutpi! Oh wait, Annabelle.
Keyboard?
Just trying to chase him down, man. Trying to stun him. Get him off that wall. But Annabelle, too slippery. Whoa, Brands able to find that ambush on CW, forcing him to recall.
Ooh, is this a setup that Evos Glory are looking for? It still looks like Annabelle wants to focus on his purple buff before he begins on the next neutral objective take, but every time we go for a neutral objective setup, I always mention levels because I want to see who has the better advantage, but so far, despite
Penalty zone. On a 2, final slash connecting on the Brands. He goes for the Vengeance and flickers back out to safety for the airstrike as the Minion Fury knocks up Kyrie, who gets the Appraiser's Trap, but Annabelle knocked up from the wall now. It's a thunderclap. Keyboard going to be slain by Annabelle as he gets out. Good angle to escape TW. Like in form! Look, with a thunderclap again finds another. Lutpi and CW comes up when Keyboy and Kyrie get shut down.
2-4-3 trade in favor of the defending champions as they push in that mid turret. It was rightfully theirs earlier on and they finally get to push it. They deal some damage in that top lane, but what happened?
It's the insane shot calling for Fnatic Onic. It really seemed they were lost, that they lost several members and are going to be forced to take that defeat. But instead of focusing on where the action was, they turned their eyes immediately to Brands, who's on a low range, slow escape hero, and they run him down immediately, especially with Lutpi's damage available to them, now with the Malefic Roar as well. How are they making these calls, man? The fact that the fights are so chaotic, and yet they seem to always be able to find the right call to turn everything around.
They're so kept together, they're so synergized, they're so... I don't even know what the word is. They're just... They have the chemistry.
They're just better.
The hive mind.
They're good at Mobile Legends.
They're good at Mobile Legends, as Coach Aldo put it earlier on. But again, Annabelle at level 15. Kyrie is 2 levels below. You'd think that they'd have the advantage here. But again, they have tunnel vision. They haven't been able to fight CW.
Isolation on Fluffy with the final stack, but Fluffy gets the penalty zone. A good one. Lutpi in the back as well. Looking for the flank. Jumps into the thunderclap and the feather airstrike connects on the clock run. And look at Lutpi! Again with the chase. The thunderclap there! Lutpi finds a double! The thunderclap! The thunderstruck!
Wipe out?
Fnatic Onic continuing this onslaught, and Annabelle can only just run away. But CW wants to chase just for a bit, goes back towards the Enhanced Lord.
And that trade is so worth it, right? Lutpi trading his life over for bronze is already great, but he goes in for 2 more members.
Boy, might be a bit too much, and you could choose Sans versus the Assassin. He buys the winner truncheon, the feather airstrike gets popped in, and Annabelle will be able to finch Poise out. Fnatic Onic take the Enhanced Lord.
And they will be able to save the turret on the bottom side there. So, trading a roamer's life for the turret, I think it's still absolutely within their calculations. With the Lord coming through right here, to see how Fnatic Onic want to play this. They are known to try and do multiple different approaches. They've gone for a 3-wave collision to just crack open the base. They are known to try and go for a big play, a pick-off play, and get one base turret and distract, almost using the Lord as a split push. That's the confusion that Evos have to try and solve right now.
Sorry. CW BOD.
That's a Chad move right there, CW.
What?
You don't know, fun fact, last time he went for the BOD on the Roger, he was up against Luke on the Masha. So now that there's no Masha on the enemy team, he can do it. He lost that game, by the way, when he went BOD.
Yep, that's a big thing we were talking about, the itemization choice, BOD instead of the Malefic Roar. But in this situation, especially with how Onic have been playing, ignoring the front line, destroying the back line completely, that BOD is going to allow them to do that so much better. But for now, Evos have defended, losing all the turrets outside of their base. That will mean that Fnatic Onic can just camp out in the jungle of Evos, and they're gonna be starved for resources. They're gonna start getting strangled.
Asphyxiated, right? Just drowning at the moment. It's looking extremely bleak for the people's champions here in the 14th minute of the game. And it looks like, oh, Keyboy.
Final stacks in the top to cancel the penalty zone, and Fluffy's forced back. Fnatic Onic saw Lutpi earlier, man. Annabelle was so close to him, but he was outside of that vision. And now Fnatic Onic are just controlling the enemy jungle.
Arashi, what's the win con here for Evos? How do they come back?
They're gonna go for a proper fight. They have to make sure that they're all close enough together and they can protect Brands. If Brands can output that damage, that's one of the big win conditions. And now they're going forward, so.
But it only just tickles Kyrie. CW just gets out by jumping with ult, and now big damage from CW. You can see that bod, that BOD.
CW with the massive bod there. Now with the rose gold as well. Like we were saying, when they're moving forward like this, they don't really have the same kind of chase, especially against a Fredrin, a Masha, a Roger. There's not a lot of heroes that can be picked up aside from maybe Sans on that Farsa. So for now, for Evos, either they get a pick off onto Sans, or they just wait and ensure that make sure that Brands can just output the damage, keep hitting. Because otherwise, it really seems like for now, Evos is just lacking damage. Even when Clocken is able to just sit there and output the damage, spam out those spells, Kyrie with Athena's is going to be a bit too tanky, especially with the extra bits of sustain.
So pickoffs is the way to go now for Evo's glory.
Pick off to Sans or just protect Brands.
Okay.
That rhymes, bars.
Nice.
Brands, Sans,
Rap God.
they gotta dance now with Lord, you know.
Gotta use fast hands.
Look at the arena, there are a lot of fans.
This game is 10 out of 10.
I'm a man.
Huh?
I'm a man. No,
No,
sorry. I'll just not join, okay?
What the heck was that?
I'm sorry. I'm
Participation trophy.
FOMO, bro.
Oh, Kyrie seems he wants to join in this skirmish as well. Fluffy will be forced back. CW is doing some damage. Final slash. Displacing an Appraiser's Wrath as well. CW now on the Lycan form, and Keyboy is still just hovering over. Meanwhile, Lutpi. Look at the flanks here. As a Feather Airstrike zones them all away from this Lord.
Fluffy still has Flicker though, and Fluffy is still looking for an angle. There is still time for them to look for a counter engage.
We're waiting for an opportunity right here, but the way Lutpi is playing this Masha is absolutely annoying. Look at it for Evos. Oof. Just moving back and forth, waiting for a chance to go for a 50-50, but Onic will give it to him. Lutpi, once again, just zoning Annabelle away. And on the other side, Keyboy.
He's using the Vengeance now. Getting isolated, forced to flicker around. Oh, it's gonna be Fluffy with the penalty zone flicker combo. Lutpi in the backline, still trying to zone them away as he jumps on the Brands, but he has them in the nature. And now, Kyrie, Posse Fraser's Wrath, Lycan form. CW picks up the medical kill, and Keyboy still somehow alive. Kyrie picks up the shutdown. Clockwood with a finish on the double kill in the backline, but look at Calvin. We Nata again, saving the day for Fnatic Onic.
Game after game after game after game. CW. What is this at this point, right? It was looking great for Evos, and CW pulled that out again, and they are going to be able to blitz this Lord in the 18th minute of the game, and there's absolutely nothing that Dreams and Brands can say.
They're just better. What can you say there? It was looking so good, it was equal, right? Two members diving in the back line, everyone else kiting backwards. It was supposed to be somewhat equal, but in the end, Fnatic Onic still get the better, even though technically on paper, at 18 minutes with Brands already at a full item inventory, should be just out-damaging. They're just not giving Evos the chance to fight in one place. The kitebacks, the maneuverabilities, the back and forth is what they're using right here to completely deny Brands. If you look at the damage dealt, he was able to match up to CW, but with a lot of risk taken. He was almost taken out by Lutpi in order to try and match CW. For CW is the exact opposite. He can do this all day.
That's the problem, right? This debut pick, this Masha on Lutpi, the rising star of Fnatic Onic, man. I remember when he first came into the team to replace Boots. So much doubt, so much hesitation from all of the fans, from everyone. Even on the caster desk, people were doubting this kid's potential. And this is the performance that we get from him. And this is not against a normal team. This is an Evos glory that have... Oh, wait a minute. Lutpi again.
God, Lutpi has another thunderclap. He flickers out of the Temples of Blaze. Now final stash. Displacing Fluffy into the Feather Airstrike. Not able to pop in the penalty zone. Two base turrets taken down already. Fnatic Onic look for 3. 3, and they get 3. Evos Glory down to just their crystal.
What a performance.
Clean gameplay from Fnatic Onic. Not a single thing left to chance right there. The 3-wave push we're talking about, they just know that this time with the next Lord, it will work out. It will collide and take out the bottom turret. Now Fluffy just trying to scout around. He might have put him more than he can chew though.
2-man final slash, the penalty zone does nothing! Lutpi obliterates them, even with immortality. Lutpi! Once again finds a thunderclap. Will finally be shut down, but look at Annabelle. He's so far isolated, CW. He smells blood in the land of Dawn. And Annabelle smells it as well. He knows he was on the chopping block. They disengage.
It's an 8,000 gold lead. It's an 8K gold lead for Fnatic Onic. 1v2. And Kyrie was enough to distract Brands. Was able to trigger the wand as well. We need to take a look at this replay presented to you by the official tournament smartphone Samsung Galaxy.
You guys are the final slash and everything. We talked about how the flanks are something that's important, and you can see the Evos now with Blance just outputting the damage again and again. He was one of the big reasons why Lutpi got so low. Kyrie tries to win it around with the Fears of Wrath, burns the Wind of Nature, and that's the problem. In every single fight right now, with how short range Brands is, Kyrie can very easily just nuke him with the Wind of Nature, and if the wand is used in that engagement, then Lutpi has a field day. CW can just go all in and just delete him outright. With the next Lord already in play with no base turrets, it's looking grim for Evos, but they are still in the game.
Zone. On to nothing, that's a final splash from Devoy. Some of these resources burnt out, but now the Link will not have a purple buff to play with.
Oh no. And even before that previous engage, Sans was also able to get that Divine Glaive in. So that's burst damage already given over. This is looking bleak for Evos. What's the win con here in this next Lord dance?
With the way Onic is playing, I don't even know.
Oh, 1v1! Annabelle!
Annabelle running, but he has the flicker, doesn't have that reset just yet. Didn't leave that bar, but Fluffy has been isolated, forced to flicker out. This might be just a free Lord, and it's going to be an evolved one for Fnatic Onic.
Now without the Feather Airstrike though, there's gonna be a chance for Evos because they rely on basic attacks for their damage. With Fluffy on half HP though, it's gonna be a risky play, and Keyboy, as always, is waiting for an opportunity to screw everything up for Evos.
Still there, Fluffy jumps in with desperate engage for the penalty zone, but he doesn't have a flicker. The Feather Airstrike cancelled out him in his fury, and now Lutpi makes his move. Fluffy gonna be engaged on. CW picks up a monster kill. Lutpi in the back. Now with one more Thunderclap, Brand buys an immortality, but that's just one more time that he can do the same thing over again. Annabelle, top of the blade, Sans with a flicker forward. The winner truncheon by Clockun, the recalls by Sans, and Annabelle with one last ditch, one last effort to try to save this game. Another Feather Airstrike claws, and Clockun from Fnatic Onic have wiped Evos out.
We're at championship point. Ladies and gentlemen, what a stellar performance from every individual, from the defending champions, Fnatic